Another session on family life with Pastor Tinu Asiegeme. The intent of this program is to explain certain struggles that couples have in marriage, help couples resolve these issues, and also find joy in their home. My name is Akudu, and here with me is Pastor Tinu Asiegeme. Good to have you today.
Good to be here again. I'm really excited. I'm enjoying everything that's going on.
We're using this opportunity to apologize a little bit on the delay we had with uploading the video, but just watch out on your screen. You're going to have it in a bit. Moving right on, ma'am, we have more questions again for you today.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to go with the first one.
Okay.
And it goes like this. I aim more than my husband.
Yeah.
And it irritates me to be the one spending money all the time.
It irritates you?
Yes. I didn't mind in the beginning because the responsibility was less. But now I'm struggling, which is affecting my relationship with him and makes me very, very unhappy. How do I rise above this?
Don't forget yesterday when we started, we tried to categorize a successful and healthy relationship into 4 blocks. And it's easy for me, once I can master these 4 blocks, it helps me to know what area in my marriage I need to work on. I said a healthy marital relationship stands on 4 blocks. It's communication, it's sex, it's finances, and it's fulfillment of your dream or purpose. That's it basically. So this naturally comes under finances. I've come to know it that finances is one of the most difficult things to handle in your marriage. That's because money in itself, somebody, I think it was a song we had when we were growing up, it says, you've got to have a job if you want to be with me. There's no romance without finance.
Okay.
So they go together. Okay? But in a Christian home, like I keep saying, I talk to believers, I talk to Christians, yet I'm realistic. Money is very, very important. I know that. But when you're already irritated, when you're already angry about the state of finances in your home, there's going to be tension. There's going to be disrespect. Now, because you're not asking me this question directly, I'm going to have to think outside the box. Is it that this man is lazy, or is just the Nigerian factor?
Okay.
Is it that this person is a slow riser?
Okay.
Is it that this person is a spender and you are the saver?
Okay.
All of these things play so many roles in a marriage.
Okay.
And until you understand the culture of money between you and your husband, this problem might persist.
Okay.
But if you want to solve financial challenge in your home, you go back to communication again. If you have been earning more than your husband before the marriage began, and it's beginning to get to you, I hope there's friendship in that marriage where you can talk, where you can say to your husband, I'm beginning to feel the pressure of shouldering all responsibility. And of course, as the family rises, children's school fees will not be the same. When they were paying so much in their primary, as they go to their secondary, it gets more. Yeah. So there must be frequent visitation of finances in a marriage. And I honestly think it's unfair for any man to be comfortable having his wife take care of all finances, except there are issues of health where the man cannot help himself. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But you need to sit down and talk about it. When you start getting irritated, you're not solving a problem. You're complicating it. The irritation does not add to the problem. Yes. So sit down with your husband and talk about it. It can be resolved.
All right. Thank you for that, ma'am. The second question is this. My husband has no respect for me. He would rather listen to other people talk and put me down. All I hear during this lockdown is comparison of people with me. What can I do to change this situation?
I understand what you're saying, and wow, if your husband is comparing you with outsiders, you are correct in the fact that he does not respect you, and that cannot bring a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
But now, because we are trying to build your home, right? Why does your husband compare you? In what area does your husband compare you? They are not one and the same thing. When the man, for example, I'm not holding brief and I'm just trying to profile solution. Truth is, many women don't even like their husbands complaining. I put it this way, a lot of us women don't like to be corrected. We would rather somebody else calls our attention than our husbands. Maybe it can be a manifestation of pride and a lack of humility.
Okay.
If your husband comes into a house, for example, and he says, babes, this place is dirty. Am I not coming from somewhere? There's order there. He may have said it in a bad way, in that he sees the need to compare your home with where it's coming from. But can you hear what he's saying? He's not saying you are a bad woman. He's not saying you are not a good mother. He's not saying you are not a good wife. He's complaining about one thing. If you focus on that one thing he is saying and you fix it, you will have, there won't be that quarrel anymore. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. We tend to generalize a lot. Okay? So when he says, I don't like this food that you have made. Because I've had to deal with a question like this before, where the person said, I don't like, my husband compares my cooking with something he eats out there. I said, this is for me, it's a call to humility. Yes, I'm a woman, I won't like it. If my husband comes home and says to me, this thing you have made for me is not good, am I not coming from my friend's house and the food tastes better? But if I truly love that my husband and I want to keep my home, you have only challenged me to learn to cook better. You have not insulted me. That's how I see it. And I stand to be corrected. You have not insulted me. You have only challenged one area of me making the home more functional. You don't like the way I've cooked. A proper woman will say, what is wrong with the meal? Is it too oily? Is there too much salt? Is there too much pepper? What does the person out there, your friend's wife or whatever, what does she do? It may be presentation. Your food may be sweet, but if the presentation is poor, do you understand? So when you say your husband is comparing you, can you go past the offense and find out from him exactly what he's talking about? I think anger is such a negative emotion that when we bring it into our family life, we are not able to learn. Our marriage is about learning and keep on learning. There may be a way you used to do it. Do you understand? That was loved and appreciated, maybe at home. But you are now living with another person who may not like that style. My husband does not like pepper. I love pepper. I'm a Yoruba person. Pepper is our life. I had to learn to reduce my pepper and to have my grounded pepper by the side. So each time he's not a complainer, but when he's eating, I see him literally gasping, water, sweating. I was torturing this guy now. I wasn't enjoying the meal. Do you understand? He didn't talk, he didn't abuse me, he didn't say anything, but I could see that he was not enjoying the meal I was enjoying. I had to learn to reduce my pepper. Do you understand? And then I arranged how I would have my own pepper to be happy. So I think marriage is meant to be enjoyed and not endured. But the bottom line is the ability to learn.
Yeah, the ability to learn. But I also want to say, ask a little bit, ask more question on this.
Yes.
Is there more to say to the man who makes this comparison?
Yes.
Because if the comparison becomes very consistent, becomes a regular thing, then that humility, having that humble spirit, the way you would have accepted it the first time won't probably be the same way you accepted the second time, because it's becoming consistent. So I'm thinking, maybe is there more the guys can do in that aspect?
Well, instead of comparing your wife, I would advise a man not to even speak when he's angry or irritated. Let's use the issue of the dirty house again. Because of familiarity, sometimes a man coming into the house, maybe the whole house is dirty. You have seen it is dirty. Maybe your natural reaction will be to start shouting. The proper thing is to call your wife. Please come. Let's see in the room. And you can tell her, if you shout at me, you can never get the best of me. That's me as a person. Whatever it is you want to tell me or say to me, call me into a private conversation. Tell me, I won't mind. But when you embarrass me, I won't even learn, because I will be worried about your expression and what you have said and all that. So I will beg the men, in this lockdown, now you are stuck with this woman, people are there together, you will see many things that you were not seeing before. Maybe you are too tired or whatever. You will see a lot of things. It's not only about the man being happy in the home. Your wife needs to be happy. And it doesn't stop her from learning.
Yeah.
So when you come around and you see things that are not in order, don't speak to her when you are angry. This is what a lot of men do. They speak when they are angry and they speak hurtful words.
Yes.
This is one thing I've noticed that men do, because many of them even bottle up. They don't speak immediately. They wait until that thing tumbles over. You know, the Bible says your cup runs over. When the wife's cup starts running over, you will now join this issue, join that issue. And she's wondering, where is all this coming from?
Exactly.
You said the house is dirty, I'll fix the house. Why are you talking about last week? And a man that truly cares about his wife should check the timing of his complaint, should check the how, the tone. This is your wife. You're supposed to respect one another. Mutual respect is such a big pillar in how your family runs smoothly.
Wow.
And when you don't want to be talked to, don't talk to her that way.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Mom, for this.
Yeah, okay.
The first question I have here is, I cheated on my husband and I'm drowning in guilt. I'm afraid that if I mention it to him, my marriage would end. I have repented and I've asked God for forgiveness, but I'm scared he may find out one day and my marriage will be over. What do I do now?
This is a very big one, and I'm glad you have repented. Should you tell your husband? Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. Let me tell you the truth. Men expect their wives to handle their infidelities better than they can ever handle the infidelity of their wives. It's a cultural problem, because for me, infidelity is infidelity. Whether it's the man that commits infidelity or it's the woman, infidelity is infidelity. But in African parlance, it's unfortunate that men will go overboard when they know. But now you say you are drowning in guilt. Find an outlet. Do you have a pastor that you respect? Do you have a counselor that you respect? Because let me tell you, it's a matter of time. Your body language, your insecurities, your whole being will soon sell you out. I'm not helping you keep a bad secret. I'm glad that you have repented by God, okay, which is the most important. But you need to fix it by your spouse. But there is a timing to this. Your husband needs to see that you need to know that you have totally come out of this. Everybody around you will see how much you are backing God, how restored you are. Then you set a time prayerfully. Tell your husband, but it's not now that it has happened. That's my opinion. I stand to be corrected. That's my opinion, okay? Because we are different. Spouses are different. You may have a husband, if who you tell now, he would even consider it a failure on his part. What did I do wrong? How did I push you there? There are certain kind of husbands who, even if they have not touched their wives for 1 year, they can never think it's their wrong, that I contributed in the actions that you took. Some men don't know it as a duty to take care of their wives. Some men don't know it as a duty to compliment their wives daily. Some men don't know that words of affirmation makes a woman. I'm not holding a brief and I'm not trying to excuse a bad behavior, but I'm trying to explain the many things that could have been responsible for this bad action. Many men can't take it from there. So I would not expect her to speak to her husband yet. She will eventually, but not yet. She needs to prayerfully address the matter, because it's true. It's capable of ruining a marriage. Am I saying she should never? She will. But it needs to be when she knows that he can handle it. Some men can suffer a stroke.
This means prayer in marriage is very important in everything you need to do. Ma'am, the next question is, my wife doesn't attract me anymore. I keep an image of another lady in mind to be able to sleep with her. Is this right?
Of course not. It is not right. It's so wrong. It's a sin. I even wonder the way we have reduced our Christian work to right and wrong. No. We need to call these things by their name so that the gravity of our actions, can dawn on our hearts and we can learn to live right by God. I've been meditating on a scripture. It says, blessed are the pure in heart. They shall see God. This scripture, every time I run it over, I bring it into my daily life. My life with my husband, my life with my kids, my life with my friends. Is your heart pure? Look, everybody else can say your heart is pure, but the one who knows whether your heart is pure or not, he knows. And he says, unless you are pure enough, you will never see God. To see God is to see the hands of God. To see God is to see the blessings of God. Sometimes you pray, we strive in spirituality and we don't see God. It's because there is impurity in our heart. And that is where it is. I saw a slogan some time back. It said, the matter of the heart is the heart of the matter.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can't be married to your wife and be fantasizing about another woman before you can have sex with your wife. You're committing a serious offense before the Lord. Why? You said you're not attracted to your wife again, but don't forget that the whole marital relationship began with attraction.
Yes.
So a wise man will go back to the root. What went wrong? Why am I not attracted anymore? Has she become too fat? Is she not taking care of herself? Do you know a lot of women get married and once they are wearing the ring and their MRS, they just let go. Do you understand? They let go, no makeup, they wear a Adu Papa t-shirt in the house, wear PDP rapper, just be looking all run down. Do you understand? And a lot of men, you see the guys, even at home, the kind of lovely boxer he wears, shorts and lovely t-shirt, the men still comb their hair at home, they brush. But a lot of women are just running around with the children. Once children come, just think that they leave that thing. See a man's genuine concern. I'm not attracted. And let me be honest with you, a lot of women will not even know that they lost their husband. As long as I'm making him soup. No, it's more than that. Your appearance, what you look like even at home during this lockdown, it matters. Am I making sense to you, my dear? It matters. Look, have your bath. I've been reading it on Instagram and on Facebook, and people are saying, the fact that we are at home does not mean we should not bath. I said, are there people who are not bathing? I must still bath twice a day.
Yeah, sure.
I must. Abuja is hot. And okay, wherever you live, but at least in my own location, it is hot. So you bath twice a day. Wear your short roll-on, or your roll-on, whatever works for you. Still wear perfume. Still dress up. Some women, somebody put it on Facebook the other day, said, this is 1 month without wearing a bra. I was shaking my head. Okay, I understand what you're trying to say, liberty. But are you mindful of your spouse? If your husband is like you and it doesn't matter, both of you wear singlet and shorts in the family, fine. But it's important to know your spouse and what he wants. And for the man too, to know his wife. Some people cannot just be spontaneous in intimacy. If you're smelling, for example, they can't be spontaneous in intimacy.
Yeah.
They will just say, brush now, go and brush now. There's a way your husband even comes around that you're just, I see the way you're looking so beautiful. And things will just happen naturally from there. As against, you're not getting up, you finish eating, you're not packing up your plates, you're just not making an effort. This is that season that every little thing you do means something.
Yeah.
It matters.
It
matters.
Yeah. Wow, thank you so much, ma'am.
But Akudo, should he not tell his wife what is wrong?
I think he should. I think he should.
This is, this isolation, this lockdown, side chick market is no longer selling. Before now, guys run out of the house. But now you can't run out. You are stuck. So how do I make this my stuck situation a good one?
For me, yeah.
That is what this is all about. You can't run anywhere. Before now, everybody's in a meeting. Even if they are in Mama Put, I'm in a meeting. You are not in a meeting again. It is me, it is you and I.
Yes.
Let's make this work.
Yes. You've heard it. Let's make our home work perfectly well for us. Ma, I have another question.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to porn. And no matter how hard my husband tries, I'm not satisfied.
Oh, this is a lady now.
Yes, this is a lady. But I love him, according to her. What can I do?
Okay, I'm every minute I pray about this. I just say, Lord, keep sending sincere people my way who are genuinely interested in fixing their homes. This is not a forum for argument. This is not, I know that there's some very opinionated people out there who just say, what is she talking about? This is 21st century. Me, I'm talking to Christians, and I keep reiterating that. You understand? Christian, I mean God's children. People who love their home and who want a better home.
Yes.
So if a lady is addicted to pornography, let's go back to foundation. Why are you, excuse me, some people already have all this addiction to porn before they ever got married. Some ladies, you hear all manner of sex toys, you hear all manner of things, but now you're in a marriage. Why do you still see the need for pornography? Number one, let me tell you, pornography is a sin. It's not, God says in Hebrews 13:12, marriage is honorable and the bed undefiled. When you bring foreign bodies into your bed, be it in a form of technology or movies, whatever, you are defiling your body. God created sex for the pleasure of the man and his wife. And the pleasure is so supposed to take you over.
Yes.
Even pleasure, you should control pleasure. Pleasure should not take you over to a point where you lose your mind in the name of trying. And that's how we got into all these problems that we are in. Orgies, all manner of funny names that people have gotten from Babylon. You say, oh, my husband and I will go for a party together. Your husband and yourself will be at that party. Then we'll swap couple. Oh. There is nothing that I don't hear now. But I'm sorry, these things don't belong in the kingdom of God. These are all Babylonian satanic system. Yeah. And let's be careful what we admire from people. A woman who sees the need to watch a pornography, obviously your husband is not satisfying you. What if that's the best the man can do? Because pornography, they are actors. Actors on steroids.
Yes, yes.
If we have to be honest, those performances, they are not wired for any human being. No man can sustain an erection for about 1 hour. I'm not a man.
Yes.
But I know, I'm married. No man can sustain erection for 1 hour. So if you watch a movie for so long and you see them tying themselves to the pole and all of those things, and you expect your husband to be able to do any of those things, then your love and your desire is overrated. You need to ask God for grace to contain pleasure. It's intended for pleasure, I know, but pleasure should not take you over. God created sex for pleasure, but it should not take you over. So you need to cry out for help. It's a spiritual attack on your life. The devil wants you and is coming in through pleasure, unchecked pleasure. Lack of self-control has come in. And until you call it the name it bears, you will not look for help.
Yeah.
That's the truth. You as a married, why are you looking for pornography? Is it that you call your husband and the man says no, or what? Find out the source. How did you get here? Did you get into it before you got married at all? How did you get here? Until you're able to retrace it, you will not know how to get help.
Wow. Don't let pleasure take control of your home. This is what this is all about. But the next question is, even in lockdown, my husband is still engaged in his world. He behaves like he's single, always on his computer, working or creating or learning something. He says it is for our financial good, but I hardly get his attention or just relax or even just with him. Meanwhile, when his friends come around, he talks freely and happily. I feel lonely even though we live in the same house. He says he loves me and I know it, but it's gradually drifting apart. And I fear for the worst, according to her.
Oh wow, I know that a lot of homes will be going through this particular situation. I dare to say, in more congested cities like Lagos, where everybody leaves first thing in the morning and comes back late at night. In this marriage, we can categorically see that there is absence of friendship. They are not friends.
Yeah.
There's absence of friendship. And it's showing now much more in the lockdown. Although a lot of guys, even ladies, They go out, some work in the banks, some work in all of these big companies. They have formed their lives and their circles, you understand, amongst their friends there. That's where they find friendship. So now they're home, but their minds are still out there.
Out there, yeah. Sort of having cliques in the business setup.
Nobody stops you from having friends out there. But the Bible says, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and give to God what is God's. So if you have given enough time to your friends out there, you should be able to come home and give to your wife. If she's saying that there is no form of connectedness, she can't play with you, she can't talk with you, she can't relate with you, you are actually teaching her how to, you're pushing her away. And that's even more dangerous. Because ladies, once they start, it's worse to call a lady. That's why I always beg them, don't start. A lot of men, I knew the origin of adultery, even in this city of Abuja, was men always say, well, you just sit down there, what do you know? And the guys were going out. They opened the eyes of their ladies. And now, it's unfortunate. Adultery for ladies in this town is more than adultery for me. I know it because I talk to a lot of people. Do you understand? So please, men, make out time for your wife. It's an insult on you that a woman is lonely under your care. She's like an uncultivated garden. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you don't cultivate that garden, somebody else will. I read the Bible and I allow the Holy Spirit to teach me certain things. You know, when Potiphar was buying a slave for his wife, he thought he was satisfying her. So many things, when I buy you a car and I give you money for the children and I buy you ticket to go abroad, what am I? I'm a human being. So you think when you buy something for me, I should be sorted. So when Potiphar bought a slave for the wife, he didn't know that he only bought an object of desire.
That's true.
She started chasing this little boy. He would have gone. He was a big guy working in the king's palace. Once he goes, Potiphar's wife will be chasing this 17-year-old boy. And everybody will wonder, what is the problem? He even bought you a slave. He even put you in a big house. He even did this. See, a woman is about attention. Men need to learn this thing. A woman is about affection. What you say, words, and this lockdown should help you cultivate it. A lot of men don't even know how to say I love you to their wives. They say, no, I told her on our wedding day, when I changed my mind, I let her know.
Oh God, our wedding day.
They just say, oh, why should I be telling her I love you all the time? But a man will say, a man will say, I don't need it. It's not about you. The way we are trying so hard to teach the woman how to love you, we need to intentionally teach the men how to love their wives. You say your money, the business is about making money. Some women, especially a woman that is not lazy, it's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about looking at her and helping her feel the woman she is, helping her know she's loved, helping her know she is your world. Yes, you may be trying so hard to make money out there and you're doing all of this. Help her know she's important. Call her to your side. Baby, sit down. Put her head on your... You don't know the import of these things in the life of a woman. Wow. You don't know. Put her legs on your laps, crack her knuckle. Get her to sit down and watch a movie with you. Help her relax around you. Friendship is built. I keep saying to people, you have friends out there because you built those friendships. You built it. You don't have friendship at all because you did not build it. Many of us just expect things to germinate in marriage and we did not plant. Plant friendship, it will grow. Plant love, plant affirmation, plant romance. Hey, Akudo, you don't even want to know the number of people that have no romantic connection. No kisses, no hugs, no... It's terrible. And you see some men, especially the spiritual ones, they are stuck in that back and the wife is just wondering, you can't even be romantic towards me. How do you want to convince me that you're romantic? You're in love with God. She understands. So I really think this lockdown affords for us to build friendship, deliberate friendship, laughing, teasing, making fun of one another, chasing one another, pillow fight. Did this love relationship start from there? Do you remember those days, analog love, that you be writing letters? Let me ask how many men that have even sent an endearing text message to their wives in the course of this lockdown. You will be shocked.
Wow. Wow. This is so loaded. Couples out there, they say time waits for no one. We may not have this opportunity again. Definitely COVID is
True word.
So this opportunity is one in a lifetime. Let's make good use of it and build that strong Christian home that God will be happy with.
That's right.
Mom, this person does not actually have a question.
Okay.
But she would love you to say something about forgiveness in marriage and communication between couples.
Okay, but this is our last one.
Yes, this would be the last one.
Alright. Forgiveness is why we're enjoying our love relationship with our God, right? Who were forgiven. And so if you claim to be a child of God, you must learn how to forgive. See, the Bible, Jesus teaching on forgiveness was telling Peter, you will forgive your neighbor 70 times, 7 times in a day. And it looked ridiculous. And my husband was one that taught me this, and I agree with the teaching that nobody can offend me 70 times 7 in one day.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Right? I could, when you and I finish now, you go maybe until tomorrow before we see. So even from the time that you and I came into this recording, maybe you offend me, maybe 5 times.
Yeah.
Is it possible? 5 times? Let's even give it 5 times. So that has not met the love and forgiveness quota for the day. Who can offend me so much? It's my spouse. It's the one I see when I turn left. It's the one I see when I turn right. Yeah. It's the one I see all the time. It's the one that can leave the tap running. It's the one that can remove his slippers and keep it where I will fall. It's the one that can open toothpaste in the bathroom and not cover it back. It's the one. There's nothing that we can't do as long as we're the home together.
Yes.
But Jesus said, forgive. And then I thought about it, that the only reason why Jesus even gave such an outrageous number is because he doesn't want us to keep a record of wrongs. He didn't think that being in love with someone, you will be keeping record. That's how you didn't flush the toilet. That's how you didn't close the tap. That's how you did. If you do that one can easily run crazy. If there's no forgiveness in your marriage, you will stifle the growth of that relationship because there will be negative energy. The spirit of malice will come into your house if you don't learn to forgive. And I know this person is not even talking about the mundane forgiveness. Forgiveness like adultery. Yes. Is there any sin Calvary did not make provision for? Is there any sin Jesus did not forgive?
Not at all.
Good. If there is no sin that was exempted, then as a Christian, I need to learn how to forgive. Knowing that one day in the journey of this marriage, I will need to be forgiven. If you don't sow forgiveness, you won't reap forgiveness. Yeah. And truth is, so many people don't know how to forgive. So you need to deliberately learn to forgive one another. Am I saying don't communicate the wrongs? No, communicate the wrongs. If the person is, especially if the person is a listener. The other day, I was not happy with my husband because we didn't talk, He didn't, I was looking for him, he's not around. So I was not happy because we have a culture. I mean, this video call is our only chance to talk every day. And he knew I was not happy. So by the time he called, I was just looking. I know, I'm sorry. I was like, over this. And as he explained, I just started smiling. Make it easy for the person begging you for forgiveness there's a way, even if I want to forgive, even if I want to beg you, there's a way some of us carry on as if we have that right to forgiveness. No. When somebody starts appealing to you, you need to relax. Start smiling. Start playing. There's no way you are going. So even all those phone calls and all your friends, they're not there right now. So if somebody is begging you, make it easy. It's okay, no problem, I'm not ready. And start laughing, start playing. Not down that they will beg you like one dating. It's not like that. Forgive. Excuse me. As soon as this person asks for forgiveness, just forgive. Let peace reign. Peace is better than war. I've come to know it. And even my husband, if I offend him, we have a standing rule in our marriage. Once somebody asks for forgiveness, forgive and let it go. Don't go on and on and on and on. That's one grace that we are enjoying in our marriage. Let go.
let's let go. We need a childlike heart.
Absolutely.
We need a childlike heart to be with our spouses. Hard heart takes us to nowhere. So this is where we call it a wrap on today's session. Don't forget to follow us on our social media handles and also send us a message on the email address that will be displayed on the screen. So this is where we come to the end of today's session. Don't forget to keep your question rolling in via the social media handles that will be displayed on the screen. Pastor Tinu, please, can you say a word of prayer to all of us?
Oh yeah. Father, we lean on your grace and we depend totally on your Holy Spirit to help us through this time. We may never have this chance again to bond with our families. Lord, we ask for grace. Grace to do away with hurts. Grace to do away with negative emotions. Grace to do away with malice. Grace to do away with bitterness and unforgiveness. Father, for the lady that said she had committed adultery in her home, I ask, oh Lord God, for grace to forgive herself.
Amen.
In the name of the Lord Jesus.
Amen.
Father, please go ahead of her, that whenever she chooses to tell her spouse about this, you will give grace that the marriage will not break.
Amen.
In the name of the Lord Jesus.
Amen.
They will come out stronger.
Amen.
They will come out better. In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
Every home that has listened to what we are about to say, and for the many more that will hear as the recording goes along, we ask that you would anoint us, oh God, with the grace and with ease, with patience for one another, and will come out better, stronger after all of this homestay. In Jesus' name we have prayed.
Amen. And amen. So let's go about enjoying our home, enjoying our children, and utilizing this opportunity to restore, renew, and redefine our home. Until next time, God bless you.